It was the kind of cold that settled deep in your bones. Jacob pulled his worn-out coat tighter around his body as he sat on the park bench, his breath visible in the freezing air. He used to have it all, a steady job, a warm home, a family. But life had a way of unraveling things, thread by painful thread. A layoff led to missed rent led to eviction, and now, he was here. The city moved around him in a blur of busy lives. People rushed by, lost in their own worlds, barely sparing him a glance. He had stopped expecting kindness a long time ago. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, but he was too tired to ask for help. Then, a voice broke through the silence. "Sir." Jacob looked up to see a teenage girl standing in front of him. She was bundled up in a thick jacket, her hands tucked into bright red gloves. Her eyes held no pity, just curiosity and something else. Hope. "Would you like a sandwich?" she asked, holding out a neatly wrapped package. Jacob hesitated. Pride was a stubborn thing. But hunger was stronger. He nodded, taking the sandwich with a quiet, "Thank you." The girl sat beside him, unfazed by the cold or the stares of passers-by. "My mom and I make extra food every morning," she said. "We hand them out on our way to work and school. She says bad times don't last forever, and sometimes all people need is a little help to get back up." Jacob swallowed, not just the food but the lump in his throat. He had been invisible for so long. Now, in this moment, he felt seen. Over the next few weeks, the girl, her name was Lily, kept showing up. Sometimes with food, sometimes with a book, sometimes just to talk. She didn't pry, didn't ask him to explain his circumstances. She just treated him like a person. And for the first time in months, Jacob started to believe he could be more than his situation. One evening, as snowflakes drifted from the sky, Lily arrived with an envelope. "My mom works at a construction company," she said. "They're hiring. I told her about you. She wants to give you a chance." Jacob stared at the paper in his hands. A job. A fresh start. Tears welled in his eyes. "Why are you doing this?" he whispered. Lily smiled. "Because someone once helped my mom when she was struggling. She always says bad times make a great future, if someone believes in you." Jacob took a deep breath. Maybe, just maybe, his bad times weren't the end of his story. Maybe they were the beginning of something greater. A year later, on a chilly morning, a man in a clean work uniform stood in the park, handing out sandwiches. A little girl tugged on her mother's coat. "Who's that, Mommy?" The woman smiled. "That's Jacob. He used to be like us. Now, he's helping others, just like we did." And as Jacob handed a warm meal to a man shivering on the bench, he said the same words that had saved him. Bad times don't last forever. Sometimes, all you need is a little help to get back up.